Like if we take a look, and we need to do it because it's ongoing. But if we take a look at the battle that's taking place in the universe between the gods, between the light and the dark, that ancient, the oldest war that's going on down here, that's being played out down here on Earth. If we take a look at that battle, that war, and take a look at the latest battle, I have to say that that battle was won by the light. It was a masterful job. Because in the recruitment, this is the battle of good versus evil, the dark versus the light. The dark being dark matter that created the light. So you'll have it reversed. You'll think like, like the light. They'll have you think the light. The light is Lucifer, and those that were angels that were that went against the heavens, went against darkness. The universal thought is dark matter. It's darkness. They're first. Just as this planet at one time was all melanated dark, and then the light came, light people. But if you take a look at the latest battle, which was won by evil, evil won the latest battle, and it was a glorious battle, and it was won very easily because those who are good stood by and watched themselves be defeated. Because evil, the light, they stole a whole generation, crossed over to their side. They snatched souls. This is what this is about. Good and evil, light versus dark, the stealing of souls. The 1/3 against the heavens. The 1/3 fallen angels against the heaven. The light that was created, thinking that it controls the universe, that is against the heavens. And what they've done, and what's being played on earth, they stole a whole generation of souls. It was masterfully done. It don't seem like they needed, you'll hear about mad scientists or the big head scientists, that created some humans. You hear about all that scientific engineering or Elanky, and Leo and Anki, and you'll hear about them like they came here and gods came here and did genetic tampering. But look how they stole these souls. Look how the principalities here, the latest generation, they use the television. They used music. They used the cultural society. They created cultures. The Rainbow Society. They created a culture and a society for them. They used, and the most biggest part they used, and they used the laws. They used television. They used the social fabric of this society and woven in to that society. They created, they took abominations and things that were considered illegal, things that were illegal, abomination, and immoral when I was a child. They normalized them. So that when that generation was born, just like if a child was born today, a child born today would believe in things that when I was a child that were illegal, abomination, and were forbidden fruits, and they were immoral. And we were on the side of goodness. But now you have a generation through their own undoing, through they not with their choice, they have been born into, really born into sin. That they believe that it's like the Sodom and Gomorrah society, who that myth that when God destroyed them with brimstone, fire and brimstone, well, This generation here believes in the things that Sodom and Gomorrah believed, and they believe that there's nothing wrong because they're born into these laws. The laws tell them when I'm born, I'm a man right now, I'm born, you be born right now. By the time he becomes a man, he say, well, they say I can marry a man. Ain't nothing wrong with me marrying a man. That's normal. When I was a child, you couldn't do that. So they didn't, when they're born, it's no argument about it. It's not no more hidden, nor is it immoral, nor is it forbidden fruit. They're born believing that those things that were forbidden in my generation, those things to them are normal things that they can do, and ain't nothing wrong with it. They stole their soul, and they stole their soul behind their backs. They weren't even born yet, and they were born into sin. They stole them before they were even born. The children that's born now into this generation, they are born into man laws that are an abomination to God. And so in the fight against good and evil, that battle evil, when they get, before they even get here, they already recruited them. They're in the army of darkness. They're in the army, well, the army of evil. They're in the army of evil. They already joined it before they get here because they believe in things that are forbidden. They believe that they can dwell in things that in ancient times and in just some 50 years ago, those things were forbidden and illegal and an abomination to the heavens and the universe. And so this generation has been stolen. And so in the battle of good versus evil, in the battle of the beginning, it was all dark. And we said, let there be light. We created the light so that we could come down here. It took creating the light to create reality that we can come into the flesh and touch one another and love one another. We created that, but then 1/3 of us decided that, well, we run this, and they became what is known as evil, our polarity. We're on this side of good, and they became the parallel universe. They became our polarity. And so in that war, these children that are being born, and they demolished and destroyed the sanctity of marriage. And they come into the world believing that they could be any sex that they choose to be. It was never like that. And you can go all the way back to from the time before they started this new genetic generation, this new genetic makeup, on back to the beginnings of time. It was never like that. You know, it was never that they born into it. They created them, and they don't have to. You know, back in our generation, they was in the closet. They go get in some secret society and doing their little dirt in the dark and worshiping Satan in the dark or in some society. But we kept our foot on it. We kept our foot on keeping this society and the world good. But now, in the age of the water bearer, in the age of Aquarius, where all things must be revealed, well, in broad daylight, the battle's being fought in broad daylight. And these things, these forbidden fruit, are being eaten right at the table across from you in broad daylight. I sat on the ship, me and my wife sat on the ship eating, and two young boys right across were tongue kissing each other. Even me and my wife were not advertising heterosexuality. We weren't advertising it. We weren't everybody around and we tongue kissing. Why would you do that? Not only do they indulge in this satanic behavior, they advertise it. Why are we on a ship eating at a long dinner table, eating across from strangers on a ship, on a ship for entertainment? Why are you two tongue kissing in front of? You got couples on the side of us, couples on the side. What are you tongue kissing for in public? Heterosexuals, we're heterosexuals. We don't sit there and advertise heterosexuality. Me and my wife sitting there tongue kissing at a table in front of everybody. Like, what the hell? What are you doing? We don't do it. And so the moral base of it has become such. Not only do they indulge in forbidden fruits, but while they're eating those forbidden fruits, they would like to advertise and to show that they are anti-Christian, that they're against God. They eat the forbidden fruit in front of you as if to say, I'm eating it and there's nothing can be done about it. I'm eating that what God said is forbidden. I'm eating it right here in front of you. That whole generation. You know, it's a hell of a thing when you don't even know. You know, it's one thing to know that the position you've taken in the universe and what has been declared in the universe. But it's another thing to be born and don't even know what you're indulging in. You don't even know the gravity of it. You're born into it, you say, and you were taught nothing is wrong with it, and you wallow in the mud. And when people who, you know, our generation come to say something about it, you say, what is wrong? Something wrong with y'all. Something wrong with y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with this. Him holding hands with him, or her holding hands with her, or any of these things that we're doing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The same thing as in that myth, Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the same thing. And, you know, the question is, like, where do those souls go? Because souls can't be destroyed. And then people are talking about them going to hell. Well, it's a good question. I asked the pastor that once. I said, well, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, but he didn't destroy those souls. You can't destroy souls. And when you look at the present day society and the conversation that we're having here now, of course he didn't. They have a chance at redemption right now. They don't even know that they're on trial. They don't even know that they've come back. As the age, as we went around the heavenly wheel, around the zodiac, and we're now back in an age when you get to come back here at earth, and right now you're presented again with those initiations. You and these people in their lifetime, this generation, they're back. I told the pastor, they didn't go anywhere. They didn't get burned by frankincense. They didn't get burned by the fire, frankincense, and brimstone. That city was destroyed, Sodom and Gomorrah. The souls don't get these. Souls are not burnt and destroyed in the physical, in the third dimension. You can't destroy them. The same generation, here now, they're here. They're here. What goes around comes around. Back once again, here. They're here. And don't know the asshole from a hole in the ground. Don't even know that you're back in the same initiation, back doing the same, planets don't align the same way for you to acknowledge God in the universe, in the universal laws, for you to bow down to them, and not even necessarily bow down to them, but fear them in the manner of, this is the law and the orders of the universe. It's not what those 1/3 angels is teaching you. The laws and the order of the universe were from time immemorial. The light energy and Lucifer and Satan, they lose the war. You'll join sides in a losing battle. A punic war. And I want to have that conversation because not too many discuss the battle, the war that's really being fought down here, the war between good and evil. And where is it at on the battlefront? What has actually happened? The last battle front, evil won. Or seemingly, because we already know the end result, but seemingly, at least that battle, they stole a whole generation of souls. Took them. And not only that, they got more recruits being born as we speak. Per minute, per hour. The babies are being born into this society, into this GMO, abominable, God forbidden generation. So they still got more recruits coming. It's vanity of vanity and vexation of vexation. But however, right in the face of God's soldiers, we, a generation here that was before them, who knew much better, and we sat as if nothing could be done to stop it. When they started passing Income Marriage, when under Obama administration, when they started passing all those forbidden, those laws that were forbidden, that were against universal laws. They started passing those laws, immoral and abominable laws, and we had to there was nothing that we could do. We still right now today have accepted this society, this thread to the society, in the fabric of society. It's been accepted. Not only has it been accepted, it seems to be a ruling factor, the ruling thread, the ruling color of the fabric. And so when we're gone, what should a battlefront look like then? What has been our contribution to our generation that's here now, that says that we go to church every Sunday, that said that we love God, that we love good versus evil, that we fight against that fight? Well, what is your contribution to it when you lost the war? You lost the battle. The battle in the last 20, 40 years, evil won. So when you leave at whatever age you are, from I say past 40, 50, 60, your generation lost the battle. We lost, my generation, we lost it. And we lost it horribly. It was a horrible battle that we were terribly defeated in the battle. And I wanted to talk about it because the war has to be discussed. It's rarely discussed. We talk about so many different subjects, but the primary subject of us coming from the heavens as gods down here to have a human experience. Well, it was one time that we were supposed to come down here in a paradise, in truly bliss. It was lovely. Everyone, it was living in paradise until the fallen angels took control of it. They took dominion. It was given to man, and then the fallen angels come and they took control of it. This physical third world, this realm, this the only realm, this third dimension, not the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, or ninth, not the first or second, the only dimension, the third dimension is where we can come from up there and come here in the flesh and leave from here and go and come back again here in the third dimension. It was on the side of good, but now evil. And every demonic force has transgressed this realm. They flipped it upside down they're trying to turn it into the hell that they come from. And it's not going to work, but we have to discuss it. And so I just wanted to talk about that. I had a few minutes to make this video. I have a busy day, but we must concern ourselves with the battle of good and evil. And it's a fight that we must fight. That's why, we go to church every Sunday. You get out of church and then you go back to your own, your indentured, being an indentured servant of this society and this world, satanic world. However, we must remain steadfast in our fight against evil, day by day. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.